Hi everyone, I thought I would do another little picture from Meine Reise Durch Europa by Rita Berman. We had done a few. I've got a plastic sheet behind the page. My husband's made me some laminates to put behind because I used to always use a piece of paper and then it would get dirty from the print and things like that. So he's made me these shiny sheets and I'm going to see if it works. I don't know if it will. I decided I'd quite like to do this teapot and tea picture, so we're going to do that one today. I can't remember what brand of pencils I used for the other pictures on the page, these two here, or whether I even use the same brand for both, so I've just picked a brand today. I thought I would just use my Castle Arts just because they've got a nice selection of colours. Sorry, my hand over the screen. Right, let's go, let's have a think. I think I'm going to do a few things realistic colours and then it will help me choose the rest. So I want to do the tea to start with. Now I've got quite reddish browns in here, so we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to try a sepia, but really gently because I think it's going to be a bit too dark and red. So yeah, so I'm just doing a little bit. I'm wondering what that is. Anyway, won't worry about that now. Just do this. There we go. And what I think I'll do is take some of the Davy's grey. I don't know how easy. I think they're fairly easy to read on the black background. Just go over the top of that a little bit to slightly dull it down a tad, and we might add a little bit of yellow. That's looking a bit strong. I think I would want some milk in that tea, but maybe it hasn't had any milk in yet. I think I will. Oh, we've got some. Yeah, let's try this. The yellow ochre light. I think that will work quite well. I'm wondering actually if these are supposed to be drips of tea, but. That's better. Now that is becoming a colour of tea that I wouldn't mind drinking. Well, I've got coffee beside me today. I tend to drink more coffee at the moment. I go through phases. There we go. I think that's okay. It's quite a strong colour. I think that's fine. Now this heart, I want to do nice reddy pink. I don't know whether it should be, but you know, it's fine. What have we got? That's nice. We'll do this. This is called Indian Red Light. I don't know if you can see that. It's very bright. And this is this, by the way, my Castle Art set is 72 set, for those of you wondering. So I don't have all the colours, but I have a really lovely range. So, and they aren't the gold, they are just the sort of normal, ordinary ones. I gather one is wax and one is oil. I don't know. All I know is that I rather like these. I should have used my brush. I'm going to try and make it a little darker, just on one side than the other. I just think it adds interest, makes it fun. Just going round and round. There we go. What I'm going to do is find a light pink. Yeah, let's use the rose pink. And just go on this side a little bit. It will blend it a bit, but it will might lighten it just a tad. There we go. It's quite amazing earlier actually. I was looking, I'm going to do a silver spoon. I was looking at my YouTube statistics, as I do from time to time, and cool grey, we're going to try and make it look a bit silvery. I'll show you how as we go. A bit darker in here. And I see that I'm almost up to 4,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. I can hardly believe it. It feels, I mean, now I've been doing this for over a year, but it just feels like that's loads. So thank you everyone who subscribed. I'm so grateful. It's just really humbling really that you want to tune in and listen to little old me waffle on, and it's really nice. I'm going to do that slightly lighter. I might leave a don't think I'm going to leave much white, actually. I'm trying to make them, these little bits look like they're standing out. So I'll make a darker mark around them. And this bit, because it's sort of dipped in, it should be a bit darker. There we go. I'm going to leave that there. I think if I do any more, I'm going to make it look very weird. Okay. Now I have some greenery around, and actually I'm going to make these green as well as the leaves. And so I'm going to choose, think about what colour. I think I want quite a nice bright jolly green. I think I might go for the castle green. That's quite a pretty one. Oops, he wants to fall out of the pot. Here he is, castle green. Now these are quite small, so I'm just going to do them all one colour. And that's it. I'm sure they're really supposed to be drops of tea, but to be honest, I use so many colours just for the tea that I think I'll just make them look like leaves. You can do however you want. There we go. And then we've got these leaves. These are slightly bigger. What I might do is do them a little more intense at the base and a little lighter towards the top, but that one's teeny, so I'm just going to colour it all in. I'm not going to do those little circles yet. There we go. That one I'll do solid. Oh, my nose wants to run. It's good, isn't it? I'm just going to put my pencil down while I attend to my nose and have a think about what to do with these lower leaves. Oh, excuse me. I think these I'll do the same as these down here, so darker towards the base and lighter towards the tip. I think we'll get a different colour for those just to make it a little more interesting. Sorry, that noise you can hear is my book brushing against my pencils. So we'll do a slightly darker shade, I think. Let's do the castle green deep, and then we're not moving too far away. We're in the same sort of colour family. And hopefully it'll sort of tie in. And I might use the same technique, light towards the tip as well, because that will tie it into. These I might just do solid, they're quite thin. Now I'm thinking about the florals and the colours, and I thought I might match them up to the heart to sort of bring that colour across. Might be pretty. I haven't decided on the colour of the cup and the teapot yet though. I think I might make them the same. I've just noticed we've got our leaf there. It needs doing in the other colour. We'll do that in just a moment. There we go. So this is back to the castle green. That's probably all blurred, isn't it? I'm sorry. There we go. Now we do have leaves on the pot. And they're quite small. I think I'm going to do them, oops, in the darker shade. So in the castle green deep. Go around. I know it might seem a little odd matching the pattern on the pot to the sort of border, but I think it will just keep it looking more fun, more consistent in colour. Oh, we've got that one, look. Forgot all about him. This again is castle green, not the deep. There we go. Okay, now we have these florals running down the side here, and we have one on the pot. I'm going to use the colours that I use for the heart. So we have the Indian red deep and the rose pink. I'm going to start with the rose pink, and I'm going to do the centres in the rose pink. So I thought I would start with those because it's a lighter colour. Or else I might have ended up colouring over that bit. And even this one the same. Okay, And then our darker one for the sort of petals. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy here because it's quite small. So I'm just going to colour it all in a sort of block. It's quite a deep colour, this, but that's okay. I probably will get a little bit of white at the end and do a few dots or something. And they stand out well on a darker colour anyway. Now around the foliage and everywhere I've actually got little round dots. I'm going to do all of those in this colour. It's partially laziness. I don't have to think of a new colour, but it also ties it all together. I could have used the lighter pink. You might think you want to do that. It's up to you. But I just think the darker one will stand out a little bit more because some of them are very small. And we've got some circles here, which I'm going to do in this as well. Time has gone so quickly today. I guess I went into town, which always takes a bit of time. It always takes longer than I think. I always think it's really quick to walk, and it probably takes 20 minutes. So that's 40 minutes before you've even been in a shop. But it's nice to go out. I got rained on, but luckily on the way home, because my hair hates the rain, it goes all frizzy. I'm just going to do each of these really lightly and then have a think about what to do with them. And so my hair went really frizzy, but as I say, it was luckily, I'm just doing a little bit of darker under each one. Luckily it was on the way home, so it probably looks awful now, but I'm on my own. The family won't notice. They don't notice things like that. Okay, now we've got the cup and saucer now, because we've got this sort of reddy pink thing going on. I'm thinking about continuing with that, with my cup and saucer and my teapot. I'm going to do the china in the same colour. So I'm just looking at what I've got. I've got a cherry pink, which I think could work really nicely. I want to do it quite lightly though. I'm going to start on the cup. I'm just going to do a light layer. I just want to really see what it looks like and how it matches. This is where swatching can be useful, but I'm lazy, so I just get it straight on the paper. I'm going to do it a little bit darker here, and then fade it towards the middle, and it just gives it a little bit more impression of that it's a round item, not a flat item. Do the same here. Now the spots on the cup, I think I'm going to do white, so I'm going to colour over them and do them in white pen. That's partially because they're small and tricky, but also I just think it'll look cute with white dots. I've got a pink cup and saucer. Well, they're actually white with a pink floral pattern. It looks quite old-fashioned, it's really cute. So when I want to really treat myself and have a pot of tea, I sit down with a cup and saucer. It's lovely. Crossword, something like that, the kitchen table. Luxury. So what I've done here is I've done it darker and lighter in the centre and darker from here to the centre. And the saucer is going to be a little bit darker around this edge, just like the cup. And lighter towards the middle. I don't know what country we're in this part of the book, or whether it's a bit of a mix, because the book is a sort of journey or trip around Europe. I'm not sure where we are. It looks, this could be English, cup of tea, but I'm sure we aren't the only nation that drink tea. I think we might be at the start of the trip at this point. I don't know. I'm nosy now. Sorry, I'm looking. No, before Bruges. The next page is Bruges. Oh, we must be in France. Look at we've got the patisserie. Yeah, we must be in France. Okay, so we're going to do the teapot in the same pink. Inside the spout is going to be quite dark because it's dark in there, and then the spout will be darker at the bottom and then lighter as we go up towards the top where it will catch the light, like that. I'm just going to sharpen this pencil a little bit. Okay, now with the teapot we want to try and make it look round, so we're going to make it a little bit darker all the way around the edge and then fade that colour as we get towards the centre. It's going to be a little bit tricky to really show that very much because we've only got a very little amount of space, but we can try our hardest. There's a lot of car door noises going on outside. Very confused. I don't know who's coming and going on a Monday afternoon or lunchtime as it is, sort of. Now I've got to think about a background colour for this page as well. For this picture I mean. The last two I've done both blue, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to go for a sort of background blue theme or whether I'm just going to see what works with each picture as I do it. The last two were, one was out of doors, so it was sort of sky. The other one wasn't though. I don't know why I chose blue. I might have said if I re-watch my video I might find out, but I'm just going to have a think about what's going to work here. Make sure you do take it right up to the edge there, I missed a bit. And the lid, excuse me, up to the top and around the edge of the handle. Now this handle, a little bit dark on the bottom and a bit lighter towards the top. So a little bit darker here because this is the highest point of the handle. And there we have the base. Right. So now we are, my idea was to do it a little darker near the bottom of the teapot and lighter towards the edge, because I think there might be a shadow from this bit might be overhanging this sort of base part. I don't really know if it would, it's just my interpretation. This bit I don't want to get another colour out, so what I'm going to do is do it lightly in this colour, so it looks like it's a different pink when it isn't. And the advantage of doing that is that you know it's going to match in perfectly well because it's the same colour. So I'm just noticing a few bits that I'm not happy with. Oh, I love a pink teapot like that. Maybe it's a bit too pink. Okay, we have a butterfly here to do down here, look. So I need to think about him or her. I'm going to do the body of the butterfly in the cool grey that I used for the spoon. I'm just going to sharpen it a little bit. And I'm trying to do it a little bit darker on the edges than the middle. It just gives it a little bit of shape. Now I'm thinking about what to do. I know, I think purple. Let's do some purpley pinks for the butterfly. And then, yeah, that's it. This is Aubergine. It's quite a dark purpley colour. I'm not going to apply it thickly though, but I want it a little darker nearer the body and lighter towards the edge. And it still looks quite pinky. I didn't want to use a sort of bluey purple. Now those dots, I think I'm going to colour over them. I'm going to get a white pen out at the end, do some dotting. I think that might work. There we go. So now I've got a background to do, and because we've got pinks and purple, would that even work? I was thinking of doing this lavender light, but I don't think that's gonna, I think it's gonna clash with that. So what I'm gonna do is not that, let's go for this more purpley shade, the lavender. It isn't so pink, and so I think it will work. So let's go for this. Now I'm going to use Rita's dots as a guidance. So wherever her dots are heavier on the background, I shall put down a little bit more colour, a few more layers. You know, she's trying to help us. Let's use that help to colour it in. Yeah, that's working, I think. Could have gone with blue. Blue would have worked, so if you wanted to continue with the blue backgroundy idea, you could do that and it would work. I would use a lightish purplish blue. So if it was castle, cerulean blue maybe, but the light, cerulean blue light might have worked. An idea I sometimes give to people, I've actually stopped because I've become a little bit wary. I should explain to you. So someone says, oh, I don't know what colour to do the background on this picture. I will say to them, well, photocopy what you've done so far, experiment with a few colours and then do it in the book. Some people think that breaks the copyright of the book because we're not supposed to copy the pages. Now, I would have thought that was too naughty because you're copying the page, you're experimenting, you're going to chuck it away. It's for your own use. But I don't know, you know, whether it is against the copyright or not. Obviously you shouldn't take a book and copy all the pages and colour those instead of in the book. That would be against the copyright really. The idea would be that really if you wanted to have an experimental page, you should buy an experimental book, you know, buy a book to experiment in and then one for real. I know that's expensive, but if you can photocopy, probably find that actually the cost of the photocopying might be more expensive than actually buying another book. Especially if you're in the UK, for example, buying Johanna Basford books, they're often reduced after a while. You can get them in, what's the shop? The Range, I think it's the name of the shop. I've never been there. I've been there once before I started colouring, a long time ago. Apparently a lot of her books are £5, which is really cheap. Or I've seen them in The Works, which is a sort of discount bookshop, I guess, as well. So, and you can also sometimes buy them secondhand on eBay. So someone who's had one and has decided not to colour it, or maybe they were given several copies of the same book, is selling them. So that's another way to get them a little bit cheaper. Do beware on eBay. Make sure you check no pages are coloured, unless you don't mind. If it's an experimental book, maybe you're happy to remove the pages that are coloured and just use the ones that aren't. I have heard cases of where people bought them and then they were coloured when they weren't advertised as being coloured, so quite disappointed. Okay, I'm going to use some white Posca to add some dots and bits, and you'll see, just giving it a shake. My Posca's getting really old. I need to get a new one really. So I'm going to do a shine on the heart. There. We're going to do the white dots on the cup. You may prefer to do them darker. You could do the dark pink if you wanted, rather than white. I'm going to do a dot on the flowers, on each of the petals. It just breaks up that very dark red, reddy pink colour. You need to do the butterfly's wings. These dots, the pen's decided to stop working, bear with me. That wasn't a very sensible idea. I had a pad beside me to try the pen out on. There we go. And so I decided to press hard, and the pad's actually sitting on top of my tablet. Oops. I do need to be careful. So I'm just following some of those lines on the spoon. I can do a few white bits. I'm not sure about this teapot. I think we might just put Oh, let's move the pad off the tablet. I think this is running out. My husband has got one, his has run out as well. Maybe when he orders a new one he can order me one. There we go. It usually flows pretty well. You can use a jelly roll instead. There, I haven't tried loads of different whites, but I find these quite good. But as I say, this is running out. It's not the pen. Well, it is the pen. It's run out. It's not that the pen is rubbish. I think I might. Oh, we'll do a little bit here where these lines are. Just because there's lines there, maybe here. There we go. I'm going to stop fiddling now, or else I shall just overdo it, I think. But there is our little scene. Try and straighten it up just a tad. I'm going to take a photo. I can take a photo while I'm filming, you see. There we go. So there it is. I rather like that. I hope you do too. If not, choose your own colours and have fun with it. So thank you so much for watching and happy colouring.